Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and we're back here with Phoenix Wright Contempt Court, and I think we might be in a bit of trouble if what is happening or insinuating is true right here. That Maggie Bird seems to know what was happening in the room, yet there was a blackout. So someone's lying, and after all that's happened, oh boy, how's this gonna go? Unless it's again another misunderstanding. Oh boy. Well, let's see. Oh, fuck, not this again. No, I came prepared. I came prepared. I came prepared. Fuck. I'm not prepared. No, not this again. Oh, no. Okay, we'll be back. God damn it. This is happening all over again. Oh, no. Okay, finally made it up to here. Now let's actually hope that this actually continues on. Okay. Okay. I had to go back to the beginning for so long. Okay, please don't do this again. It only happens when you say it, but not doing this. I still haven't figured that out apart. Okay. How were you at all able to see what you have described if the building was pitch black? That's what I was confused about as well, sir. What blackout? Huh? What do you mean, what blackout? The lights were on when I was patrolling the corridor. And when I looked into the interrogation room, the lights were on in there too. I just knew there's something I forgot to explain. Okay, you have an explanation, okay. I can explain what Officer Bird is saying, Your Honor. You can? Oh, very well, please tell us more about the supposed blackout. Okay. Oh, this music's coming in again. Okay, well now we're getting a thing with a blackout. During Vulper's interrogation that night, there was a horrible storm blaring outside. Yeah, that was an introduction I'm remembering now. All of a sudden, the power was cut and the room went dark. But I could see that the lights were still on in the corridor outside. That only meant one thing. Lightning must have struck the individual power box in the interview rooms. Power box. The station has many different power boxes for the different sections, see? I see. We'll have to run an investigation to make sure that this really happened. Examination of the power box in that room should provide us with the proof that the court needs. There's just one more thing I'm confused about, Detective. The ball of lightning did indeed strike the power box, you said. And why is the witness saying that the lights are on when she looked into the room? Yeah, explain that, Snowball. How did the lights suddenly come back on? Auxiliaries. Huh, short and sweet. Oh, that was easy. What? What are you... Auxiliaries? Yeah, auxiliaries. The station has an auxiliary, or backup, power system, for those who are vocabulary inclined, or don't have a goddamn dictionary that's thesaurus as some other characters I've seen before. In the event of a power box sorting out, the auxiliary power system kicks in for that sector. How long does the system... How long does it take for that system to turn on after a power is cut? Around 15-20 seconds, something like that. Doesn't happen often. So yeah, that's why Officer Bird didn't know anything about the blackout. Wait, so if that's... Like, that statistic is right, that means... Jesus, the culprit had, like, a 15-20 second thing to, like... If Snow didn't see anything, that means... The victim died in a 15 to 20 seconds. And it was also the cup was poisoned. Okay. And by the time she reached the door, the backup power system lit the room again. Very well, I'm inclined to regard what you have told us as the truth, Detective. However, I still feel that the power box should be looked at for lightning damage regardless. Okay, that makes sense. Any objections to this from the prosecution or defense? Not here. I just never seemed sure that that's what happened. As he's my client, I had to trust him. No, Your Honor. The defense has no objections to this investigation. And neither does the prosecution. Wanna know why? Humor me. Oh, I can already imagine what kind of joke are you gonna give to this? Just because Snow might have been truthful about the blackout. So what? What does it change? What about Snow's innocence to prove? Nothing. Those auxiliary lights emit a clear view of what Snow was up to. He has a good point. And Maggie Bird saw some incriminating stuff. As someone staring at a dead body and running away in a panic. Ugh. Justification for the blackout doesn't change what Maggie saw. Speaking of Maggie, I found her testimony awfully vague in places. Wonder if she saw more than she's telling us. Miss Bird, if you could, I'd like you to tell us more about what you saw. Miss Bird, if you would. Oh, another testimony. Further details. Like I said, I can only see one side of the table because of the narrow gap. Mr. Snow was standing over the body with his back to me. He looked across the table for a second, then turned and ran towards the door. I jumped back as he burst through and promptly arrested him, saying that I saw everything. You looked across the table, you say? It's probably nothing, Your Honor, but Mr. Wright did ask me for more details. Yeah, the more the merrier. Who knows, this testimony might amount to something after all. Cross-examination, Mr. Wright? Onwards and upwards. Like I said, I can only see much of the table because of the narrow gap. How narrow was the gap? Oh my god. Stupid question. Move on. Next! All that matters is how much of the situation the witness could see. The gap was only large enough for her to see one side of the table. That's what was important. And even more importantly, what was the defendant doing, witness? Okay. Standing over the body with his back to me. But you can still see the knife in the victim's back, yes? That's right, sir. Was Mr. Snow doing anything suspicious, or was he just standing there? Just standing there from what I could see. I guess there was something else. He looked across the table for a second, then turned and ran towards the door. Huh. You said Mr. Snow looked across the table? Yes, sir. Just before he made for the door. I believe it did, actually. You did? But why? Why do you think? Okay. Mr. Wright, I'm not sure that I'm seeing the point of this present statement. Unless I'm sorely mistaken. Maybe the judge is right. Present statement probably isn't getting us anywhere. No, Your Honor. Miss Bird, can you continue your testimony, please? I jumped back as he burst through and probably arrested him, saying that I saw everything. You say you saw everything? Well, not strictly. I only said it to try and intimidate him as I thought he killed the victim at the time. The actual witness of the murder itself is out of the question, due to both a blackout in the interview room and Maggie arriving at the scene too late. So, literally, she was watching the entire time in through the doorway, and since Snow was in there, and he's the killer, that only narrows it down to a few people. Too many vital points missing from her testimony as a result. But there's one thing in particular I'm curious about. And in order to explain it, I need to try and find the right moment to ask about it. I think we just have to present a certain someone's profile. Profile bid. Oh. Arrested him. Wait. Oh, fuck. I pressed it left. Let's see. Staring at the body. Looked across the table. And what did he look across the table for? Well, obviously, it's his cup, you know, it's across the table, you know? No, it was this person. Objection! Your Honor, I believe that why Detective Snow looked across the table is very important. Oh? And what could the reason for why I did this? There's one person involved with this murder whose actions have not been yet made clear. The actions of said person would certainly be vital to this case. I may even go as far as to say this person's actions will reveal the true killer. Another person? You don't mean... Yes. I believe that we are all curious to know the movements of this particular individual. Vex Vulper. Order. I've forgotten about Vulper, I must admit. I got reminded of it, like, when I had to go through the entirety of Maggie's testimony and just... Yeah, he's not there either, huh? Even though I already know what's happening and, like, I'm probably, like, remembering the beats for the time. It's fun just to remember that I'm, it's just fun to go through this thinking, like, you know, I don't know a single thing. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the killer was someone other than your client? Yes, Your Honor. Don't you find it strange to think that Vulper was just sitting there while the murder happened? He must have been involved somehow. Therefore, I believe a testimony from Vulper is required to know what exactly he was doing during the murder. No! You must have allowed it to happen, Your Honor. What's your problem? Please, I need to... Fuck off. What's wrong with Brisbane? He looks like he's about to burst into tears. Remember what I was saying about how he's torn between his hatred of Vulper and his desire to win at least one case at any cost? Yeah, oh my god. frustration's been growing and growing, loss to loss. Frankly, it's killing him. And he can't help it. It's just the way he's been conditioned. Then drilled into his head that this is what he needs to do in order to control his emotions. Karma. Yeah, the DL6 is a fun place to be. It's a great case of spinning down to this entire thing. So he wants to win a case just to put an end to this increasing anger? Yeah, right now. It's somewhere between convicting Vulper and convicting me. Since I'm the one on trial, well, he guesses which one he's trying to get guilty. But you know what must be done. You need to call Vulper to the stand. He needs to testify, regardless of Brisbane's condition. Mr. Brisbane, where's Vulper now? Still in solitary confinement, Your Honor. I see. Bailiff, contact the police department and make sure they bring Mr. Vulper to court. Miss Bird, did you manage to see what Vulper was doing at all? I only saw Detective Snow in the body, I'm afraid. It was all I could see through the gap in the door. But wait, what am I saying? I did see Vulper. You did? Huh? You did? Well, we went back to investigate. We went back to investigate. This is surely worth looking into. But, Your Honor, I'd like Miss Bird to give one more testimony while we wait. Is that okay with you, Maggie? I mean, she can give testimony while, you know, he's on his way here. Of course, sir. That's the least I can do. The least I can do? What do you mean by that? What happened? Vulper's movements. Ooh. During interrogation, Detective Snow told us to go and check out the room he was just in. He told us there was an insane killer on the loose, and that was my fault. I don't blame him for saying that. So, me and some other officers went back to interview room number 2, and we saw Vex Vulper just sitting there, staring at the body. Before he had a chance to even speak, we subdued him and threw him into solitary. Luckily, he seemed to have just sat there the whole time. Strange, really. Why? Why did he sit there? Strange indeed. So Mr. Vulper was just sitting there? It sounds crazy, Your Honor, but he wasn't doing anything. I was as if he was sitting around waiting to be arrested. Well, I guess he really wants his death sentence on. You're waiting to be arrested, huh? I, for one, am most curious to know what his motives were for behaving how he did. Mr. Wright, you may begin the cross-examination. And once you have done so, I'd like Mr. Vulper himself brought to the stand. Oh, jeez, they're about to blow goddamn gas stick. Oh, God, how? Oh, my God, he's gonna be goddamn hostile towards us even more so than he was in the last 3 cases then, huh, for part 2. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, God. Brisbane really doesn't want Vulper to testify, because he knows that Vulper will most likely be found guilty, and Snow would be innocent, meaning that he would have lost yet another case. It's kind of sad to hear about the emotional trauma Martin from Von Karma put him through. Ugh, God. He's been told to win case in order to pacify his self-destructive rage. But I won't let him win if it means that an innocent man goes to prison. I had to do this, for Detective Snow's sake. Okay, one by one at a time. Let's go. Did every officer go? Of course not. Then Detective Snow would have gotten away. Well, I mean, so did every other person in the, you know, the detention center, in the, you know, the prison. You know? Yeah. Just saying. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean. Hey, no offense. I am the crazed killer here, after all. What if the judge isn't so gullible to believe what you just said, Detective? Only 3 of us left the room, sir, myself included. He only went because he told us there was an insane killing loose and it was my fault. So you're saying that Vulper had ample time to escape? I didn't know there was anyone else in there at the time, let alone one of the city's most notorious criminals. Yeah. I tried telling her that while she was arresting me. What did you think the 2 officers were doing in our interview room in the first place? Wouldn't you have thought that there was somebody else in the room with them? As strange as it sounds, sir, I thought nothing of it. I was so shocked by what I was seeing that I didn't think about anything else. Yeah, it makes sense. I guess maybe if, like, you know, if, like, Snow's, like, running at the door like that, she would have been spooked like that as well. Don't blame her. That makes perfect sense, witness. So when Snow told you that there was a crazy killer in the next room, what did you do? Well, so me and some other officers went back to interview room 2. How far did you have to go to travel to reach the room? Since we were also in the interview rooms interrogating Detective Snow, room 7, I think. It only took us about 10 seconds to run to room 2, sir. wow. I see. So they would have seen Vulper flee from the room as they were heading that way. Oh. Oh, wow. You were quick in the draw then. Huh. And what happened once you reached the room? You charged into the room! And you saw Vex Vulper just sitting there, staring at this body. The body. Was that all he was doing? That's right, sir. He looked frozen, to be honest. That is weird. Snow taken away, the coast was clear for Vulper to escape. Why did he run? What did he do next, Miss Bird? Well, as we stood in the doorway, he very slowly turned his head towards us. Before he had a chance to even speak, we subdued him and threw him into solitary. Oh, how harsh. Vulper already had a cell. I'd take him straight to solitary confinement. Well, because while we were interrogating Detective Snow, he told us what had happened and that there was another murder in the next cell to Vulper's. When we went back to arrest him, some others went to check out the murder he was talking about. We were told not to return Vulper to his cell in case the murder had actually happened. You couldn't take him back because of the investigation of both cells, right? Okay, that makes sense. Right, we chose instead to throw him into solitary where he couldn't cause any more harm. I'm surprised he didn't make a break for it as we took the defendant away. Well, not guilty, he seemed to have just sat there the whole time. It's strange, Risley. Risley. You're right, it is strange. Any ideas as to why he didn't make a break for it? No, sir. When we entered the room, he just sat there, staring at the body. He didn't even notice us until I spoke up. I think we have all now heard what we need to from this testimony? Wow. Huh. Let me enjoy what we have learned from Officer Bird's testimonies. Yeah, there's probably a lot going on here. She saw the defendant and the victim's body in the room, a room which was previously in the darkness, leading to the murder of Officer Paradox. The defendant left the room and bumped into Miss Bird, who promptly arrested him. During Mr. Snow's interrogation, they learned of another murder which had occurred in a prison cell. And of course, the presence of Vex Vulper in the room with the victim. The police found him still in the room and proceeded to place him in solitary confinement. Are we clear on what has transpired thus far? Yes, Your Honor. Yes. I think he's just losing his steam now. Oh, wow. Very good. Thank you, Officer Bird. You may step down now. Hey? Mr. Wright? Yes, Maggie? I hope my testimonies haven't been a hindrance to you. I don't actually believe that Dr. Snow was the one who killed the victim. I'm just telling you what I saw. That's all. No, I wouldn't say that your testimonies hindered me in any way. But rest assured, with your help, I'll find the killer and assure that he's brought to justice. Really? Thank you, sir. Glad to help you in any way I can. I hope you can catch the guy, whoever it is. I promise you I will. Oh, we always do. I wish she glared at me when she said that. What? Maggie, you just said you didn't think it was him at all. Yeah, your jokes are great. Maggie said herself that she didn't really think you did it. Now that Vulper sent to the trial, I think a lot of people are going to rethink their suspicions. Yay, bias. No, I believe we are soon to be graced by the presence of Mr. Vulper himself shortly. The court will now take a 30-minute recess while you wait for him to be brought to us. And while the interviewer in the power box undergoes examination for damage from lightning, to see if the defendant's story of the blackout is indeed the truth. Court is adjourned. Ah, geez, that was quite a long thing for, like, different... Oh, boy. Just thinking back on the testimonies, yeah, that's quite a bit. Ah, boy. Oh, jeez. You're here first, mate. You're here, folks, mate. You're here, folks. You've seen Brisbane's true self come to the fore today. Deception to win a case has been really putting the pressure on me during investigations. Perfection is his goal, nothing short of perfection. God damn it. It's too bad he's never been close to perfect. I'm pretty sure no one has, and the closest he got to perfect was him, forging evidence, which thankfully he hasn't done so far. Even the little dagger thing, like, that wasn't forgery, but God, I was wasting so much time. Now do you see what I had to put up with on a daily basis? Oh, God. I can only imagine. Actually, thinking about it, was Snow always this sarcastic in the flashback of the first case? I don't think so. Did his job, like, you know, like, his demotion from whatever happened in the first case, Or, like, what happened, like, you know, before that first, like, well, technically after that flashback in the first case. That changes so much. Oh, Paperman, stop it. I want to be out doing stuff. Perfection, huh? Phoenix, Robert. Yeah, I thought it was you. Hi, Detective. What brings you here? I just thought I'd come and see how things are on this side of the wall. Hey, Renwick. Any word on Vulper yet? Oh, yeah. That's the other reason I'm here. Almost forgot. Almost forgot about the most important thing right now. I'm not even gonna... No. I had a call from the precinct that he was being brought here in police convoy. The prison van should be entering the court premises around by now. According to what they told me, he didn't come quietly either. He'd be tranquilized before they were able to take him to the van. Oh, wow. Tranquilized? How did Vulper put up a fight just for being asked to testify? Unless... I know, right? He must have something to hide about the murder. What was the Mapplethorpe murder? Will that be addressed during the trial? Of course. From what I understand of yesterday's trial, Vulper was found to be the most likely suspect of that murder, yeah? Most likely suspect? He was the only suspect. And we still haven't found anything yet. And it seems like the more and more we're going through this case, it's coming to the end of this. This is an open and shut case. Wow. Oh, wow. This is kind of almost... This is like a long... It's like a... It's like a case 2 trial. Like, you know... What's the best way to do this? How, like, usually in first cases in different Ace Attorney games, they show the killer right at the start. But in this case, you already know basically who the culprit is. Well, it's almost pretty much obvious what it is. Like, ah, jeez. How does this go from this case to the part 2? I bet it has something to do with Brisbane going bonkers from here. Oh boy. Oh god. No doubt the final verdict of the trial would be entered today too. Depending on Vulper's stance in the Doc's murder today, he could be facing the chair. Oh jeez. Listen, I'd best be off now. Prison van should be here by now, and I need to meet the escort party. Good luck, Phoenix. Robert. You heard it, mate. This is Vulper's final chance to cooperate. And how lucky would that be after hearing that he had to be tranquilized to be brought here? I know. Doesn't bode well for his well-being, does it? This is it. This is part of the trial where we learn the truth. So it's either Vulper or someone else. But because since Maggie was here and was in the doorway, no one else could have left the room. And since, like, literally as she described, like, she brought Snow to the thing, to, like, a jail cell, he basically said, like, you know, go back to the room, check it out, and they immediately went back, like, almost 10 seconds, they saw anyone else leaving the room. And if this was a whole big old corruption thing, like, how suspicious or coincidental the police chief's thingy is, and, like, I mean, like, so many officers would have to lie that there was someone else in the room or something like that? No. So it had to be either Vulper or the victim himself. And we don't have any other suspects for, like, Mapplethorpe's murder as well. Was it really you, Vulper? Was it you who killed Perry Docks instead of Mapplethorpe? What did you have to gain from it all? What's your motive? Rest assured that we'll find whoever committed these murders, the true villain of the piece, and ensure that they are brought to justice. Onward as we go. You know, this is probably the longest trial we have, like a trial day or something like that. Like, wow, jeez. Of course, now back in session. Before we summon our esteemed guest to the stand. Oh, very esteemed. I have here the findings report of the investigation of the interviewer's power box. Oh, really? Now, let's see here. According to the report I was handed by the bailiff, the power box did indeed receive severe electrical damage in the night of the crime. Okay. It seems that you were telling us the truth, Detective Snow, after all. I'm sure you understand, we adjusted the checkup of these things. No offense, Your Honor. To be perfectly honest, though, I was just guessing. The thunderstorm, the power outage, you know, two and two together. The power box really was struck by a bolt of lightning that night? I mean, the blackout was genuine. So that means the culprit was just lying on genuine chance? Like, oh, wow. Wait. If it was Vulper doing all this... Wait, if it was the victim themselves... Like... How does that explain the poison coffee cup? The lightning was a freak... If the power box power outage was like a complete freak accident... What was the culprit plan to do? Power box report. Just to be sure, just want to read that. A bolt of lightning struck the interview room's power box on the night of the murder, causing a short power cut. Shortage. There we are. Now that this out of the way, it's time to bring in the witness. Mr. Brisbane, is Victor Vulper in the building? Yes, Judge, he is. He waits summoning into the courtroom. So Vulper just outside, in the lobby. Was there any trouble in bringing him here? Unfortunately, yes. He had quite a fight when we heard he'd been going. How many tranquilizer darts have been stampered with? I can just imagine he's wheeled in here on a gurney, just like, and he has blue darts, like fuzzy ends, just tipping out from everywhere on his body, everywhere. He had to be tranquilized before he was docile enough to broach. And keep in mind that this is usually our last resort tactic. Tranquilize, you say? I suppose it was necessary if he resisted so much. Will he be in fit enough condition to testify? I should think so. The police issue tranquilizers didn't last long. Only about 15 minutes. Oh wow, it's a distilled version of etraquinine. Oh wow, the police are pulling out all the stops, huh? It took the convoy about 15 minutes to get here from the prison. In other words, he's fit to testify. Very well, bring him in at once, bailiff. Finally, we have to hear from the man of the moment. The center of this whole thing. Mr. Vulper, you are here today under grave circumstances. You have been asked to testify about your Mr. Brisbane? Oh god, what happened? What the? Oh my god. Mr. Vulper, what's the meaning of this? Mr. Brisbane, what's going on here? Why is he asleep? It's a tranquilizer. Must have not worn off yet. Okay, so what I was saying before, he was hit with 2 darts. But I thought it was supposed to only last a short while. Why is Mr. Vulper here in deep sleep? Maybe he's very, what is the word? Sensitive to, tranquilizers. I can't seriously be still asleep in the tranquilizer. Your Honor, the witness is faking it. Faking it? Yes. Brisbane said that the tranquilizer was only meant to last a short while. It needed to have been done because it was the only way to bring Vulper here to court. Now, Brisbane just said that the effects of the tranquilizer lasted about just 15 minutes. That took the convoy to the 15 minutes to arrive at the courthouse. And the Vulper can no longer be under the drug's effect. In other words, he's pretending to be asleep. Pretending? That's slander. That is untrue statements like that. Well. It appears a drowsy little friend has awakened. Since out here disturbing you, please do continue. That's okay. I will. Mr. Vulper? Wow, I never heard the judge shout that loud before. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh, no wonder. After everything's happened so far, everyone's on edge. Oh, god damn it. I'm getting severe flashbacks to V3 case 4. I'm not gonna say anything more than that, but geez, from what I can remember, just the vibes I'm getting from going through that again, just this, it matches up real well. Matches up real well. In more ways than one. What? What do you want? Do you know what time it is? It's time for you to watch, sir. Yes, I do. It's testify by your involvement with a crime time. Oh, wow. So it is. Oh. Is it really that time again? Alright then. Well, we're certainly out to a fantastic start. Every single day is a fantastic start. Why is Vulper continuously making it so hard for himself? Surely he even has a sense to know that his behavior isn't doing any favors. Well, I mean, I do his behavior all the time. That means I'm doing life wrong then, huh? I don't know myself, mate. Maybe just really, really, really stupid. Or maybe he's just insane. Whatever's wrong with the Vulper, I don't think we want to find out. What we do want to know is what he was doing during the night of Paradox's murder. I know that Snow, is innocent, which means the only other person in the room that night was the true killer. Oh boy. And I know I'm probably gonna make myself have to deal with so much more. Like, I'm stressed because I'm gonna end this episode here and try to get back to this later. And now I have to do the whole thing from the last state all the way up to this now. Oh, oy vey. But it seems like a great time to, end off on a grand old cliffhanger because that's always fun. Right? 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 Right. Yeah, that's right. We'll find out what Vulper was doing and, not sleeping his life away like, as he is right now next time. So, for fun time watch as I am playing this. See you next time. The time may be. And I'll hope you have a fantastic day.